come from somewhere else, but this is where we found ourselves. Welcome to the local show. People you work with, people you know.
Welcome to another edition of the Local Show. It's our final show of the series, guys. Thank you for joining us this week in mid-April. I'm Erik, your host, and each week here, every Wednesday, we shoot at the Red Brick Center for the Arts at GrassRoots TV studio. So excited to have a good friend back on the show. He is an Olympian. He is the founder of the Klug Foundation. He is a top local real estate professional. I want to welcome back Chris Klug to the show. Buddy.
Thanks, Erik.
It's been fun hanging out before
Happy to
the
be
show.
here, except I'm reaching across cookies here as I shake your hand. And
I should have held him up, you know.
As a
like,
cookie monster, it's all I can do to refrain from gobbling up that whole bag.
It's carrot and the horse, you know. Keep going, man. Here's the cookies. And today, you're lucky because I baked these just a few hours ago.
I can smell
Dark chocolate and cranberry using all organic ingredients. Erik's Organics.
One of my great vices is
me too.
Good cookies and chocolate and a little Tillamook ice cream.
There you go. I like to say they're like a Lay's potato chip. You can't eat just one. But you got to get through this grueling test of conversation first. This is going to be a grueling test of conversation.
We were shooting the breeze beforehand. It was fun catching up.
So fun talking. We were saying we were going to have talking intervals and endurance conversation. But I wanted to start our show with a recent event that happened last Sunday night. It was the Aspen Hall of Fame inductee event at the
Jerome.
Hotel Jerome.
Yes.
And you were the sponsor of the event.
I helped sponsor it. My friend Catherine was on the committee and helping sell tables. And the real reason I sponsored it and attended after I haven't been in a couple of years was my good friends Bob Wade and Ruth Wade were being inducted.
Right.
And Bob helped me start Klug Foundation 20 plus years ago. And is, of course, a donor father and honors and recognizes his son, Robbie, who saved 6 lives and donated his organs after a skateboard accident in Missouri Heights.
Right.
And he's such a hero to me, and I wasn't going to miss, being at the Hall of Fame and supporting them, as well as Paul Anderson and Judge Fernandez Ely. I just thought it was such a powerful event and such a neat local event where I had 10 people, 10 friends and buddies sitting at our table, and we all collectively left, and it was like, this is so inspiring. What can we do to give back to our community? How can we make this place even better? And we were inspired by these people that have done so much for our community in our valley, and I just love their message, and I would encourage everybody to watch those videos that Greg and his team and Pat Bingham and all produced, and really, see how we can walk in these guys' footsteps. They've set a great example for all of us. Yeah,
and I've had the good fortune of having Paul Anderson on the show, Bob Wade, and then I think we may have had a show with Bob and Ruth. I know Bob's appeared a couple times, and it's the thing that's striking about these and the judge as well that now retired is they stand and represent old Aspen, or what I call Aspen, which was the traditional values, the mountain, the love of the mountains, the athletics, the protecting the environment,
for sure,
which has kind of run away from us in recent years as we see over 1,000 construction sites in Aspen, Colorado. I was told that by city staff, that we have more construction than Arvada, which has 150,000 population. We have less than 7,000 people here now.
Yeah.
Since COVID, we lost population, as you know.
If we just walk out of the Red Brick and see the new roof project, we can experience it.
I mean, it's like, but I think that we have to kind of return. We've let some of those values that are outlined in the Aspen Area Community Plan go away and slip away from us, as we've seen this kind of runaway, more money-centric focus, I would call it, and that does come at a cost. When we continue to develop certain areas, that has a carbon footprint, right? Both the construction and the final project now has a footprint. So Paul especially has written very passionately about protecting Aspen. And I'm very much into protectionism, protecting the things that have made us great, but also allowing, of course, for change and development. It just has to be smart. And I mean, what are your thoughts as a local real estate professional? Because, I mean, this is in your wheelhouse.
Yes, absolutely.
No pun intended with cycling, which we're going to talk about.
We're kicking off the season tonight.
A lot of things in the wheelhouse,
Paul Anderson talked about, the mind, body, and spirit. He talked a lot about that in his acceptance speech. And Aspen was founded on that with the Ideas Fest and the bicentennial here. And I think that's such an important part of who we are and what we represent. And this becomes a place for inspiration and rejuvenation and ideas, not just for our locals, but our guests. Right. If somebody can come here, and I know we have, mixed feelings about the e-bikes and everything, but if somebody can come here and ride a bike up to the Bells or ride a bike and go back to Denver, Dallas, Houston, Miami, Chicago, LA, our principal metro feeder markets, and say, man, I just breathed the freshest air I've ever breathed, saw the most amazing views. I saw a moose on my way up there. I saw an elk. I saw a deer, whatever it is. I almost hit one last year, by the way, coming down too fast on Maroon Bells, a deer.
Oh, my gosh.
But maybe they take that back and they're more conscientious about their natural environment in wherever they came from. And so I do think the benefits really outweigh. Sure, we got to figure out, some rules so people aren't killing themselves on e-bikes or whatnot. But I do think that this can be an inspiration, and this can be, a place where people really see a vision of what's possible. And we have our own challenges. We got to figure, we're solving that stuff too, right here with housing and traffic and straight shots and airports and affordability and all of those things. We're not immune to that. But it is one of the great places on earth, and I hope people get to come here and experience that, what you and I value so much and what these people valued at the Aspen Hall of Fame dinner the other night, and take that back home where they're from.
Right. I think it's the key is the Aspen idea. How do you best nurture your mind, body, and spirit? Mm-hmm. Is it by having construction in every neighborhood? Is it by having 3,000 STRs in the county that fundamentally change neighborhoods?
You got to find a balance.
It's a kind of rebalancing, I think, and kind of maybe swinging the pendulum back a little bit towards what's in the Aspen Area Community Plan, which has kind of been kicked to the curb. And there's not enough discussion about it. I mean, John Doyle did bring it up in the last election. I really appreciated that. He was the one that talked about the environment.
Man. I'm excited about he and Christine.
I'm excited that he got back. He was class of 82, same year I moved here.
I love it.
And, of course, we'd see him on the backside of Aspen Mountain carving totem poles. And that's the Aspen that people love.
I want one of those totem poles at my cabin. They're so cool.
You should definitely get that. And you've got an amazing family. Your kids, River and Bolly, how old are they now?
My daughter just turned 14 2 days ago.
Oh, my gosh. That's crazy.
And, we have a teenager in the household, and my son is 11, and we're traveling all over the state and all over the country playing hockey with him, and lacrosse and volleyball with my daughter, and trying to keep her from, having her head buried in her cell phone, and the challenges of parenting.
Like how do you talking about healthy balance?
We subscribed to the Wait Till 8 campaign. Wait till 8th grade before she got a cell phone. She was one of the few that didn't have one and got one in 8th grade. And then she's like, great, now I can do Snapchat and I can do Instagram. And we're like, no, we're not doing social media. So she's like, well, this phone sucks. And, that's a balancing act. But I just think, I want them to be kids as long as they can. And that's why we get to raise them here. I think it's one of the greatest privileges of our lives. We get to raise our kids here in this environment for all the things you were just talking about. But there's, challenges with technology and social media and all of that stuff that my wife, who is far better at this than I am, and I are trying to figure out and navigate.
So you have to set the boundaries then.
For sure, 100%.
You can use the phone during this time or in this way or however that kind of works, and set those
and it's addictive, no different than my chocolate addiction.
Yeah, well, I was talking to Eli, who's directing our show, Eli Alpern, and his dad, Tom Alpern, edits the shows, is when you're in Aspen, Colorado, and you see people outside, say it's at the bus stop, everyone's looking at their phone. To me, that's tragic, and it's heartbreaking, actually. Everything around you right now is better than your phone. The view,
100%.
The people, the connecting. And then when they get in the bus, everyone's on the phone. They're missing out on what makes this place great. That's what we talk about, mountain sports. If you come here and just play pickleball, you're missing the thing that Aspen's known internationally for mountain biking, road biking, hiking, skiing, but they're bypassing a lot of those things.
I just tried to fit it all in.
I think it's, and it's on us to kind of say, hey, this is great, this is fun, lead by example. How we do our, our actions are each day.
Yes.
They see us out having fun. That's what's going to be really powerful. We can use words too, of course. In my business, Sundog Athletics has marketing out there and a lot of personal face-to-face approaching. And so, I think those are important because these are the things that really make this place special. And if we're staring at a screen, we're missing out on a lot. Here's the ones. Going 20 miles an hour on an e-bike, looking at a cell phone with no helmet on the Rio Grande Trail with 300 people going to Woody Creek Tavern.
Unbelievable. Some
coming back up drunk, by the way, coming back up. So anyway,
Heads up.
we got a lot to work on, but we have
I did
so
ride
much
down
to
to the
be great.
bus this morning on my one wheel with my helmet on and my cell phone in my hand. So I'm guilty as well sometimes.
Well, you've developed mad skills too, so it's about getting the skills to experience those thrills and do it safely. We're going to take a quick break, buddy. We got to thank our underwriters for putting on our series from mid-November to mid-April, paralleling the ski season, I like to say. We do want to thank Haiti Children, Klug Properties, Local Spirits, Paradise Bakery, Pitkin County Solid Waste Center, Sundog Athletics, and the Wheeler Opera House. We're going to go to our only break of the show, guys. It's 2 minutes. We're going to be back with Chris Klug himself, and we got so much to talk about, including some events coming up this summer, so don't go away.
Located in the heart of Aspen, the Wheeler Opera House is rooted in community and recognized globally, presenting live entertainment from comedy and music to dance and theater. Visit WheelerOperaHouse.com for a full schedule of events.
Living in Aspen is more than just owning a home. It's about embracing a way of life. I'm Chris Klug, and I've spent my life immersed in everything this mountain community has to offer, from skiing and snowboarding to art and culture. I understand what makes Aspen special. Discover the Aspen lifestyle with a broker who truly understands it.
Join the string beans in helping reduce food waste in our community.
Plan menus carefully and only buy what you need.
Collect unused scraps for compost.
Ask for smaller portions in restaurants.
Take home leftovers to eat later.
Donate unopened food to our food bank.
Let's work in concert to reduce food waste.
Locally owned and operated, Local Spirits has low prices, a convenient location next to Exxon gas station with parking, and is Aspen's exclusive cigar dealer. 3% back with our loyalty program. Sundog Athletics, Aspen's adventure sports school and snowshoeing specialists since 1996. Brought to you by Paradise Bakery and Gelateria, serving Aspen for 42 years.
Welcome to the local show. People you work with, people you know.
Thanks for sticking with us here on the Local Show, guys. As our season is coming to an end of the Local Show, but I'm so grateful you've joined us. Hopefully you've caught some of our shows this winter. It's been an amazing series, buddy. Kicking off with Lou Dawson and
He's
shooting
awesome.
on location at Owl Farm with Anita Thompson. And
That must have been so cool.
I mean, there's been so many. Amanda Boxtel, a couple weeks ago with her pioneering bionic movement. And they have a new facility down in
Other
Carbondale.
awesome local
Unbelievable
people. It's
Yeah.
very cool.
But we talked about earlier being in the wheelhouse because we're both into cycling as well. And it's time to kind of transition. Like, are you
I'm
still
in the
on
Clydesdale category. You're in the you're in the normal category.
Well, I'm in the old guy category now. I'm 60 plus because I finally admitted it.
Just a kid.
But get in there. I think Ride for the Pass is going to be my
I think
first
it's
event.
May 17th.
May 17th.
Yeah.
Which they're talking about opening the highway early.
Did you
I don't know
see
how
that
that
today?
works with putting on that
Maybe
event.
a police escort or something. We'll
I would
see.
imagine CDOT would have to shut the road down at that point and have state troopers blocking it for
Or
that.
maybe they'll just have a lead and a sag wagon or something
Yeah.
with lights on. I don't know.
Right, but that'll be an interesting thing to figure out if we're opening up the pass early. But there's a race tonight, and you're going to jump in
There
there
is,
with the
yeah.
Aspen
Yeah, it's
Cycling
the,
Club every Wednesday.
Every Wednesday, alternating, of course, road and mountain. And I think ACC is one of the longest local bike clubs, or not local, but nationally, one of the longest standing series, cycling series, and
Since the
and
late
clubs.
80s. I was on the founding board.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, Charlie Tarver.
They put on a great series, and it's fun. And I might go out there and take a butt kicking tonight, but it's a great workout, and I enjoy the camaraderie. And it's fun, having competed most of my life and getting to represent our country in 3 Olympics, and of course winning my medal in 2002. I'm 52 now and not competing at an Olympic level, but it's still fun to go out there and challenge yourself and push yourself, and I love that. So this is a great outlet and a good opportunity to get fit, see your friends, and see.
Is it mountain bike tonight or is it road?
Tonight is the Lower River time trial.
Okay, Lower River Road.
So you pretty much
trial.
go from Woody Creek Tavern, I believe, down to the Conoco at Old Snowmass and back up. And back up's a little more challenging.
That's a good test coming
especially
back up.
if the wind is nuking tonight.
It's so fun going down, though, down valley. You can get some great speed going down.
Yeah. Let's hope I have
especially if you have
high
do you
enough
use
gearing.
aero bars to
I
get
don't,
down?
but I'll just grab the low.
That's such a fun event. I wish I was ready. I've literally just had a couple rides, but I think when I'm going to tips, as a cycling instructor and trainer, to start with shorter rides, flatter rides, and kind of gradually do this progression.
Build your foundation.
Because I think a lot what we see in Aspen is, I'm just going to go up Smuggler Mountain on my first mountain bike ride, or I'll go up Maroon Bells on my first road bike ride. Your body's not adapted yet coming out of winter. So can you speak to that a little bit? Kind of like, how do you transition into your cycling season? Do you use that kind of gradual build-up in rides, or how do you usually do that?
Well, I skin a lot in the winter, so that helps me just with
you have
cross
a base.
training. Yeah, I have a good base from doing that, and I race Leadville every summer. I'll do it with Klug Foundation again this summer, my 15th in a row.
Wow, awesome.
And so I think that does give you a bit of a foundation doing
For sure.
the skinning and whatnot. You maintain an aerobic foundation or base.
No doubt.
But I also, I'm bouncing back from knee surgery a year ago and healing up, but I've been spinning a lot this winter just on my trainer at home.
Okay.
Whether it's before going out and shredding or after being on the hill.
Okay.
And just to, make sure I'm getting the circulation and
So
healing
easy
up.
gear,
Yeah,
spinning
so-
at higher revs.
Yeah,
higher
and now
revs.
this spring I've ramped it up a little bit more.
Okay.
And looking forward to getting over to the desert hopefully in the next few weeks. But I would say too that when you're 18 years old, you can do everything wrong. You can eat wrong. You don't really need that much sleep. You can overtrain. You can undertrain. And you can go out there and just go for it.
Yeah.
But at 50 now, it's you got to listen to your body a little bit more. And I think it's harder to just redline and start your first ride of the season, going anaerobic up Smuggler. So
Exactly.
I think for me, it's listen to my body, allowing enough recovery, and like you said, just building up to. Like I'm going to race Leadville. I think it's Saturday, August 9th this year.
Right.
And I'm not starting August 1st. I mean, it's started the last month. And so, yeah, that'll be fun. So fun,
Yeah.
like I said, fun to still, challenge myself and try to stay fit. And extra incentive for me with, everything I get to do like that, whether it's mountaineering or snowboarding or racing my bike, it's an opportunity to send that message of organ donation awareness and show people what's possible after a transplant. Right. And I've said this to you many times on the show where selfishly I love those activities, but there's also a motivation for me to say, look at me. Yeah. Not because I'm vain. Sure, we're all a little bit vain, but because I want to show people that are going through what I did almost 25 years ago. I'll celebrate 25 years since my life-saving liver transplant this summer. And I want people to see my story and see what I'm out there doing, living a great quality of life post-transplant, and say, hey, I can overcome, being on the transplant waiting list, or I can overcome whatever medical challenge or adversity I'm facing in my life. And it's a privilege to get to share that story and, frankly, to still be here.
Yeah, not just survive, but thrive. And you show people what's possible.
Yeah.
You had recovered.
I'm trying.
You had recovered from your life-saving liver surgery to win a bronze medal. So, that was the first, wow, look at that. This is amazing. I think that was historic, right? First transplant
and only, I think,
to
still.
ever win a medal, summer or winter.
Yeah.
Correct? Mm-hmm. And so let's dig into that, because you then would go on to found, in later years, your foundation, Klug Foundation. Could you briefly talk about that mission?
We're almost 23 years in business and started with $3,000 out of my pocket. I didn't even know what a 501c3 was and what that all meant, and surrounded myself with people like Bob Wade, my father, so many people in this community, John Gibbons, Justin Todd, And now we have Jesse Rochelle, Anna Morgan Pilardi that are running our foundation as our ED and programming director. Yeah. And we'll do hundreds of events all over the country. And it's about a $650,000 a year budget. And this is a small little organization that was started here in Aspen, Colorado, with a huge national reach. And, I think we've really had an impact here in Colorado as the #1 donor designation state in the country.
Right, the highest percentage.
At over 70%
right.
of our Coloradans are registered as organ donors. And
that's awesome.
I'm here because of it. So it's really an awesome thing, as you said.
It really is life-saving. And there's over 100,000 people in the United States, over 100,000 people waiting for transplants. They don't even know if they're going to be alive. And this is a cure. Depending on their, of course, stage of seriousness of their illness. But I mean, it literally is life-saving. Now, you guys have an event coming up. You spoke about the Leadville 100s in August, but your Wine and Dine for Life is coming up August 22nd. Can you share that with people, and so they could maybe take advantage of that or contribute?
Yeah, it's a nice. I don't know if I want to call it a gala. It's a nice party and a beautiful dinner. We hosted at the Snowmass Club on that is the 22nd of August.
Yep.
And
I believe it's a Friday night.
I think so, yeah. Friday, August 22nd. Glad you got it on your notes there.
There you go.
But we've done it now for, I want to say, 5 years.
Okay.
And it's a great event, a fun community of people. And we bring in our CKF award winners, our community, our outreach winners, and bring them in to tell their story a little bit. We do a little, small kind of live auction and a silent auction, and then we have a great band playing and good food, and it's really a fun party at the Snowmass Club. So put that on your calendar. And then in December, Saturday, December 6th, will be our 20th annual Summit for Life.
That's amazing.
So 20
years already. That's incredible. So December
that'll be a fun
6th.
Event.
Yeah, so that's the first Saturday in December. We've got some fun images we're going to show of that. In fact, your finish and my finish, we've got images of, which is just tremendous. And then I had the chance to announce the finish 2 years ago, which was a lot of fun.
Yeah, you did an awesome
That's
job.
an amazing event. Nighttime hike, skin, snowshoe, up
any
Aspen
non-motorized.
Mountain. You can do it hardcore and race, with your maybe some of your bike racing buddies from the summer, or like a lot of people do, just social, right?
Yeah, totally.
You go up and just do it. Wear a costume, just go up and have fun, right? It's like
it was my first uphill this winter in December this year after my knee surgery, and I just showed up and it was kind of neat. Wasn't really racing it, just socializing and saying hi to everybody on the way up. And what a beautiful night. It was like 35, 40 degrees this year, and much mellower than some of the single-digit blowing sideways storms that we've experienced at Summit for Life.
Full-on snowstorms and blizzards some years.
But it's worth it. Great party inside, great food, and
awesome.
We'll be back for our 20th year this year.
Yeah, but people can get more information at chrisklugfoundation.org.
Exactly.
On these events. Also, April, the month we're in right now, is the Donate Life Month.
It is.
Can you speak to that?
We got a lot going on.
A lot going on.
Yeah, April is National Donate Life Month, which is started by HHS and Donate Life America. And we partner with them and do events, all over the country. Our focus has always been with a little bit of a younger population, really with high school campus awareness events and with college. And that's not to say we don't do events at senior centers and all over the place, because you're really never too young and never too old to donate.
Right.
Excuse me, and it's not just solid organs, it's tissue, it's corneas, it's blood donation too. And we partner with Blood Centers of America, with Bond Feast out of Denver. We've brought the Bloodmobile here to the Red Brick many times the last year.
Oh, I'd love to take part in that.
So it's really what we do is really an altruistic mission that encourages every person that we come in contact with to say, have that conversation with your family.
Exactly.
And share your wishes and document that decision, whether it be at the DMV, whether it's on our online state registry, donatelifecolorado.org, and you can access your state registry if you're from another state and here watching the program or visiting Aspen. You can do it through chrisklugfoundation.org as well.
Do you have a quick story you could share from a person who received a life-saving organ transplant, maybe that showed up for Summit for Life? Because, I mean, you have these people coming from around the country, too.
Many.
Some have been recipients, some have been donors.
Yeah.
But is there just a brief story that comes to mind?
Well, we,
I mean, I'm sure there's many.
you know, whether it's our Summit for Life event, our New York City CKF marathon team, our Leadville 100, or any of our campus awareness events. We used to do the Warp Tour regularly. We did X Games almost every single year. We've had a booth out there and promoting organ donation and answering questions. And you'd be amazed at how many people, even in this town and in this valley, and in Pitkin County, I think 18,000 people, about 7,000 in Aspen and 3,000 in Snowmass Village. How many people have been touched by organ donation?
Yeah.
So I would say, just in general, every time we do an event, you know, somebody comes up and says, "Oh, my brother had a transplant," or "I donated a kidney to my child," or whatever it is. And
wow,
there's so many stories of people. I think for me, again, the most powerful thing is I had a transplant, and I didn't realize you could do the things that you're doing after a transplant.
Right.
And to me, that's that really makes what we do and what I'm able to do and sharing my story really hit home.
You're a top local real estate professional as well, because, you know, we all have to have, 2 or 3 jobs if you're a real local. In about 30 seconds, maybe a couple highlights of the first quarter of this year, in the local real
Glad
estate.
you asked. I just did my first quarter 2025 market report. I would say overall themes, prices are up, of course. Inventory is still tight. I mean, it's still very much a seller's market. And anything that's newer, more mountain contemporary, demanding a big premium. We saw pre-COVID kind of or during pre-COVID, it was really big premium for downtown core, walkability and convenience. People were willing to pay a premium for. Then during COVID, people said, no, give me some acreage, give me some space where I can gather with those I'm comfortable with.
That makes sense.
During COVID.
Yeah.
And now I think we're somewhere in between where the big views and some acreage in the alpine setting is really desirable, but people also like the convenience of walking home from belly up or walking to their favorite restaurants. And e-bikes and bikes in general, and I would say our prioritizing bike paths, like the new Maroon Creek bike path to the Arc, that opened up e-bikes and townies and one wheels for all of Maroon Creek, for all of West Aspen, that it hadn't been the same when you got to navigate through the schools and everything.
Yeah.
Now, if you're in Maroon Creek, if you're in the townhomes, if you're at Highlands, it's so easy. Why wouldn't you just ride your bike to dinner?
Exactly.
So those are some themes that are changing things.
Buddy, we are out of time, but did you have a good time?
I've been waiting for these the whole night, the whole show.
We didn't have a lot of time, but we had a good time, I hope. Did you have fun?
Great time. Happy off season to you. Thanks for
having me
on, and looking forward to getting out on the bike together.
And thank you for supporting the local show
100%.
once again this season. As a partner, as a friend, I really appreciate you. I hope you enjoy the cookies. There's a baker's dozen in there.
You got to enjoy some with me.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's quality control. And above all, thank you guys for watching this week and this entire winter on the local show. Cheers to you guys. Yeehaw!
Want to live like a local? Help us reduce food waste, a major contributor to climate change.
You can help in 3 simple ways.
Plan menus carefully and only buy what you need.
Collect unused scraps for compost.
Buy ugly fruits and vegetables.
Reduce food waste.
Live like a local.
Located in the heart of Aspen, the Wheeler Opera House is rooted in community and recognized globally, presenting live entertainment from comedy and music to dance and theater. Visit WheelerOperaHouse.com for a full schedule of events.
From Olympic podium to Aspen real estate, I'm Chris Klug, and I know what it takes to succeed. As an athlete, I mastered perseverance and strategy, qualities I now bring to real estate. Whether you're buying or selling, my dedication and commitment are unwavering. Together we'll navigate the market and achieve your real estate dreams.
Sundog Athletics, Aspen's adventure sports school and snowshoeing specialists since 1996.
Welcome to